Hey, it's Clayton Olson, and in this video, I'm going to talk about the 3 mindsets that you must master before meeting the person that you're going to spend the rest of your life with. Now, this is for someone who is single, but it's also for you if you are currently dating somebody and you're in the early stages and you're noticing different emotions come up, maybe anxiety, maybe a sense of fear about whether the relationship's going to last, and you're looking for a way to show up in this and be much more robust, anti-fragile, and create a foundation that will ultimately give you the best chances of having this relationship last. So the first mindset that I want to open up to you is one of beginning to see relationship as an infinite game that you're playing rather than a finite one. Most people relate to getting into relationship and dating from a finite perspective, meaning the things that are occupying your mind, that have your attention, are questions like, does this person like me? Are they attracted to me? Do they want to see me again? Are they going to text back? Are they going to commit to me? What are we? What's our label? Are they seeing somebody else? It's not that these questions aren't necessarily important to some degree, but when those questions are running rampant in our mind, we are in a finite perspective where we are divorcing ourselves from our power because we're asking questions and trying to control things that are ultimately outside of our control. You have no ability to control whether someone's attracted to you or not. You have no ability to control whether someone texts you back or not. And when we are occupying ourselves with those perspectives, with those inquiries, we end up generating a state of being that has anxiety, that has fear, that feels out of control, that feels uncertain, which then diminishes our attraction and has us grasping in the relationship rather than being able to flow and be spontaneous and ultimately be our charming, most free, expressive selves, which is what people want to be in relationship with. When you adopt an infinite mindset around dating, the questions that you ask yourself shift. How am I growing in this experience? What are the things that I want to practice? Who am I choosing to become in the face of this uncertainty? How am I building my capacity to be with uncertain situations where I have no control? How can I allow the risk that I'm undertaking and getting to know somebody in this kind of high stakes game? How can I have that turn me into the type of woman or the man that I want to become? What are the values and the principles I'm choosing to live by? Those questions will lead to growth. They will lead to you taking all of these external outcomes and internalizing them, and you have much more control and the ability to influence the answer to those questions, which will ultimately help you be much more unflappable and unaffected by the different upsets that occur in your dating life. Another byproduct of seeing relationship as a infinite game versus a finite game is you just remove the outcome detached attitude and you start to actually enjoy the journey. And regardless of the outcome that occurs, sure, you might want to be in a relationship, but when you start to focus and make your growth, your spiritual growth, your psycho-emotional growth, the primary reason why you're partaking in the journey of dating and relationship, everything becomes much more enjoyable. There's much more resilience, and you're going to be far less exhausted and disappointed in the process. So that's the first one, is to shift from a finite way of seeing this to an infinite way of seeing this journey. The second skill that you must master is to release introjection. Introjection is making other people's actions and behaviors mean something about you. The person texts you back, you feel great about yourself. You think that you're high value. They don't text you back. You start to question whether you're deserving of the relationship that you want. They want to be in a relationship with you, you feel great. They don't want to be in a relationship with you, and you have that cut to the core of your being. And that creates anxiety and has you crash into maybe helplessness or hopelessness around the situation. Introjection is a really toxic way of approaching dating because it also has us then try to control other people. We get into the habit of people pleasing or impression managing because we want them to have a certain experience of us and we're trying to curate it. So we divorce from our authentic selves and we take it on as our business, someone else's interpretation of us, which is actually none of our business. So releasing introjection allows other people to have their experience of you. It allows you to stay in your lane and to not start to change who you are to control the other person and to not take on other people's behaviors as a reflection of you. Other people's behaviors are a reflection of them and where they are and the timing of their life. And just like your behaviors are a reflection of yourself. So the more that you can make this separation, you can move out of codependence and outcome detachment and control into a place of allowing people to be who they are in connection with you. And that's incredibly attractive, to allow people to be fully themselves in connection with you. In some ways, that's one way to create a territory for people to feel free when they're relating to you. Finally, the third mindset that you must master as you move forward in this journey of finding the person that you want to spend the rest of your life with, or finding the person for the next long-term committed relationship, is you must come into rapport with being single. Some people think that means, well, you must enjoy your life. And I think that's absolutely a plus. But sometimes people go out and they take actions, and they are tolerating being single, and they're really trying to enjoy their life. But secretly, they're not in rapport with being single. They've resigned to being single, and the orientation they have, the stance, is that they're in some ways almost waiting for someone to come save them from their boring life, from the routines that they're in, from the mundane life that they're living. This sets up a hero-victim dynamic in relationship. It has you orienting as a victim in the victim mindset, looking for something to save you, and then you start to attract people that are heroes to come and rescue you from your life. That puts a lot of pressure on another person to be the antidote to your own internal suffering. Healthy people don't want to take on that dynamic. They don't want to take on that responsibility. They want to be in relationship with another person who is able to self-generate the emotional experiences that they want to feel, rather than being held hostage by some external person coming into their life to finally fix them. I want to say too, if that you can relate to this, it doesn't mean that you're broken and that there's nothing necessarily wrong with this. It's just an ineffective way that is reducing your power in being able to be magnetic, free, and ultimately feel the emotions that you want to experience while out there dating and being in relationship. A couple ways that you can move the needle on this and that you can begin to move more into rapport with being single are: one, realize that you are always in relationship. You're in intimate relationship right now with life. And how are you approaching the world? How are you engaging with the world? Are you shaking up your routines? Are you following your intuition to step into uncertainty with courage, with a sense of mystery and curiosity? As you go out into the world and you create more of a life that is engaging, that is fun, that brings aliveness in, number one, you bring more possible prospects into your world, and two, you truly begin to realize that you're not waiting. You're not waiting for someone to come in and save you. You're not waiting for someone to come in and give you permission to feel the love and the excitement that you're ultimately wanting to feel. You're taking control of what you have control over, and you're growing and you're becoming a better person. And that is attractive. That is magnetic. Your chances then of being able to find somebody who's going to match and want to join you on that adventure skyrocket. When people aren't enjoying being single, they're typically not engaging with life's mystery. They're not engaging with the uncertainty. They have a relationship where they're kind of stuck in a routine and they're not really feeling alive, and they begin to project their lack of aliveness onto the fact that they're single, and they think that a relationship is going to come in and stir the pot up, and that's the only thing that can do it. The other piece too is to take this idea of being in a relationship and notice, are you making it all of the pie of your life? If we're stuck in a place where we are thinking that the final piece for us to get is an intimate relationship because all the rest of our life is handled, we can begin to put a magnifying glass on that area and make it all of the pie. And if you're doing that, you start to generate a sense of incompleteness within you. What I would encourage you to do is look at all the areas of your life that are actually working and bring gratitude to them. Bring gratitude to the work that you're doing. Bring gratitude to the health that you have. Bring gratitude to the friends and the family that are in your life that are supporting you in all these different ways. The more focus you can bring into what you already have that's working, you actually begin to reduce the size of intimate relationship. You put less expectation on relationship to fill any gap in your life. That happens through a practice of gratitude with what you have. When you move in the world with these three mindsets that I've talked about, you can actually have this period of your life be fun, bringing more anti-fragility, more fun, more adventure, and more resilience into this period of your life right now that you're in, shifting from finite to infinite in the way that you're seeing dating and relationships, releasing introjection, and practicing daily coming deeper into rapport with exactly where you are with being single. If this video rang true, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel for more insights on relationship and transformation. And if you'd like to enter into a dialogue with me and take all these concepts and really breathe life into them and allow you to have a prescriptive plan to move forward and create the relationship and the type of life that you want. Feel free to shoot me an email or fill out a coaching application on my website. The links are below in the description.